Hello viewers, welcome to CodeForAny. If you hear new, hit subscribe buttons and notification bell so you can never miss any our incredible content. SwiftUI text app inside today we need to create here the support user list and support message list UI we need to develop here, and tomorrow we need to calling this here the socket IO with real times messaging sending and receiving socket events we need to calling this here. Let's start. First of all, need to create this here the UI. First of all, need to go this here the taxi drivers folders inside. Go inside the view and inside want to go inside the menu. Menu inside want to create here the another groups. So need to write down here. Need to give this here the support like this. And now need to create first of all the new files, and to create Swift UI need to first of all develop here the support message UI. Need to develop here support message view, create like this creates here, and also need to show this here the preview. And then after we need to create here first of all the environment variables need to declare here for the back screens environments, and to give this here the slash dots presence modes, and need to declare here the where mode is equal to colons is equal to binding variables. We need to give this here the present mode like this sets here and like this. And also want to need this here the bottom inside need to create here the text bars need to develop here in bottoms. Need to needs here one binding variables needs to create here the state variables here, write down here the txt message like this double quotes need to write down like this here. And now first of all need to create here the z stacks need to develop this here like this. And now need to navigators navigations titles need to set here the blank. Then after the navigation back buttons need to set here hidden, and then after the navigator bar hidden so need to set this here navigation bar hidden set here the true. And also need to ignore here the safe area like this need to write down here. And then after need to create here the view stack, so need to develop this here the space need to give this here, set here the space as setting as a spacing into setting here the 0. And then after we need to write down here the first of all need to develop this here the bars need to write down here to before need to create here the scroll view need to declare here like this. Now need to create here the bars hashtags need to develop here. And now first of all need to create this here the buttons options, and need to give this here the image like this. We need to set here mode dot wrap value and call this here the dismiss. Now we need to create here the back button image to write down here like this. Not labels needs, so need to remove here. Give this here the name as a back image names need to give this here resizables, then scale to fit. And after need to set this here the frames need to set here the width 13, and also as well as need to give this here the height 13s like this sets here. And need to setting this here. And then after need to create here the first of all need to fix this here the paddings issue need to set this here top padding need to need this here the top, and we need to set this here extensions methods we need to call this here the top insets. And then after need to give this here the horizontals spacing also need to give this here the horizontals and to set this here the 20. And then after need to create here the hashtags need to develop this here, and inside we need to put this here the image user image we need to displaying here like this. Need to create here the resource names as I need to give this here the user one not u1 like this. Now need to resizable set here the scale to fill And then after need to give this here the corner radius. We need to set this here corners radius 17.5. Then after need to set here the frames. Need to give this here the width 35, as well as we need to give this here the height 35, and we need to create here the clip like this. And then after need to create here the text fields. Need to write down here the set here the usernames. Need to give this here user1 like this. Sets here. Now need to set here the fonts property. Need to use here the extension method custom fonts, and to select here the bold, and we need to give this here the font size set 17 like this sets here. And then after we need to set this here the maximum width. We need to give this here maximum width. We need to give this here the infinity, and to also give this here the elements is equal to colons dot leading like this sets here, and to create this here like this UI. And now also another buttons need to develop this here. Need to create here buttons actions and labels. Action inside not give this any, and first of all need to create here the text field. So need to copy here this value, and we need to put this here. So now need to give this here button names clear all like this, and need to give this here font size. Move this here the width, and font size you need to give this here bold 17, and also need to give this here the foreground color, or need to give this here dot primary app colors like this. Need to create here this UI to develop here like this. And now need to create here the rectangles for the drawings here the shadow. Give this here the fill colors. So need to set this here as a color light white, and then to give this here the frame height. So need to give this here the 2 like this, and also need to create here one things. Need to create here the padding. Bottom need to set here 8. Now this is displaying goods this UI. Now first of all we need to create this here the here bottom. Need to develop this here first of all, and then after we need to create this here. First of all we need to copy these lines to paste this here, and also need to give this here the bottom padding. Need to set this here bottom padding. Need to set here 8 like this set here. Now need to create here the hashtags like this, and also need to give this here the spacing set here 0 like this UI displaying here. And now declares here the padding. Give this here horizontals. Then after another padding need to give this here the dot verticals. Need to give this here the 4. Then after another background colors need to set this here color light white, and then after need to set this here the corner radius. I need to set this here, and we need to give this here the 13. Then after need to give this here the paddings horizontals. We need to set here the 15, and then after need to set this here the padding. Another padding need to give this here the bottom is equal to dot extension methods need to call this here the automate chats plus use this here the two. Like this, we need to creating here this UI, and we need to develop here like. Now we need to create here the Z text and to develop this here Z text, and also need to give this here the alignments and to create here the text message text fields. We need to create here to give this here the heading, and also need to write down here the contents. First of all, need to set this here the text message for here like this. If txt message equal to, then to write down here the type here, and otherwise we need to give this here the blank. And now need to set here the paddings. We need to give this here the all 8 like this, and then after we need to set this here the foreground colors. We need to set this here secondary text colors. We need to set this here, so otherwise need to give this here the placeholder color is good. Placeholder like this. And now need to create here the text editing controllers and auto height adjust width. We need to text need to create like this here. We need to write down here the txt message, and then after we need to give this here the params main minimum width need to set here the 14, and alignments we need to give this here the leading like this. Then another params we need to set this here and to write down here the max width. We need to give this here the 19, and now need to create here the corner radius. We need to set this here the 10, and we need to set here anti-area is anti corner radius alias is like this. We need to set here true and set here 10 like this at here. Then after we need to give this here for round colors dot black. Primary text colors we need to give this here is the foreground colors. Now need to set here the fonts. Need to set here custom font, set here regular, and size we need to 17. So need to give this here, and then after need to set here the vegetables horizontals need to set here the false, and verticals need to give this here true like this. And then after need to set here the multi lines alignments. Need to give this here the leading like this. We need to configure this years, and need to set this years. Now need to create here the send buttons. Need to develop this here as our UI sections like this, and we need to create here the icons for send image. You might not meet minimum height. We need to give this here for that, and minimum maximum height typo here 66. Set here image, and give this here the name paper plan dot fill, and also need to remove this here steps. Now need to create here the resizables. Need to set here the scale to fit. Then after need to set this here the frame. Give this here the width 25 and height. So need to also give this here the 25 like this sets here. Now need to set here the foreground color. Need to give this here the primary of colors like this set here. Maybe typo here paper plan fill set like this here text. And now need to scroll inside. You need to create here the overview. Need to develop here. First of all, need to set here the lazy. One more thing, so need to set this here appearance here displaying white. Need to fix this here. Need to write down here appearance and need to set here UI text view dot appearance. Set here background colors color dot clean like this. UI color clean dot clean like this. Set. Oh, change this here. Not displaying this image. System name. Now displaying here the send. Now this is the bottom text field. So need to send message. Need to create here done. Now need to create here the message UI. First of all, need to set this here the lazy. Which tag we need to develop this here like this here. Remove these text fields. Now we need to check here the is sender is equal to count mode 3 equal to 0 like this sets. Now we need to create here the wish tag. Need to develop this here. First of all, need to give this here the elements. Need to set is sender. Then to set this here the headings and otherwise leading. So need to give this here. Now need to set here the space no 0 and need to create here the content. Now first of all, need to displaying here the text of message sent times. So need to display here. So need to like this 3 minutes ago. uh, like this. Now need to set here the font, custom font, set here regular, and we need to give this size here the 13 like this. Set after the foreground colors. Need to give this here secondary text like this. And one more things, so need to set here the frame. Give this here the maximum width infinity, and also need to give this here the alignment. If is sender, then need to set here the trailing, and otherwise leading if another's like this sets here, and also need to give this here the message inside the here displaying here the print heading. Now need to set here frame, no needs. Now need to create here the message UI need to develop here. First of all, need to write down here the text hello over like this. Now need to set here font, custom font, set here regulars, and to give this here the 17. Then after we need to give this here the background colors. Styles need to set here is sender. Then to give this here color white dot white. Otherwise need to give this here primary text colors. Now need to set here the paddings. Need to set here 10. Then after need to set here the frame. Give this here minimum width. You set here 14. Then after need to set here the dot background. Is sender. Then to give this here colors dot primary of colors. Otherwise you need to give this here the white color. The dots primary F color. Otherwise color dot white. And also need to create here the corner radius. Need to set this here the 20, and then after need to set this here the shadow. Need to set this here 1.5 like this. Now this is the displaying goods. Maybe 2 is good. This is the chat UI. Need to develop done, not an issue. And now need to create here the chat users UI. Support user list UI need to develop this here. First of all need to create here the new files. Support user list. User view list UI. User view like this. Now need to copy here these lines here, and we need to paste this here. Replace this here. Now need to cut here, and we need to set this here. Now need to set here supports, and to set here center this, and remove these buttons. And also need to remove here inside this data. Need to write down here the remove here sending receiver alignments no needs. Need to create here h tag. Need to cut here, paste this here. Also need to copy, and need to paste this here this value. I should also need to write down here, remove these senders, and now need to write down here we stack here username. Need to remove here background color. Text colors need to write down here, remove this padding here, and also need to remove here the corner radius, no needs. And to give this here username, and to set here bold like this. And we need to write down here 2 minutes ago like this message, but here need to paste this. So copy, paste this, remove this shadow like this. Also need to copy against these lines. I need to paste this here. Now need to set here secondary text. Need to set here 15 and to give this here the regular text. And now need to create here base count. So need to give this here 3 and set here 11 regular to send here semi bold. Color I'm going to give this here the white. And now we need to go inside the support message and we need this here corner radius with this data. And we need to give this years like this. Corners radius we need to give this 10. Minimum width we need to years here 20. Remove here padding. So give this here 4 and to give this here prime dot minimum width we need to give this as a 20. Now this is the displaying good this year and to write down here hello world welcome like this message. And now need to create here user image. Now need to go and we need to copy this here header to need to set this here and we need to give this here the 25 and to set here 15, 15 like this. And also need to increase this here, need to set here 100 like this. And we need to remove these bottoms, no needs. And to set this here pad like this, create figures. And also one more thing, so need to give this here the background color. Background set here color lightweight and here background color dot white. Corner radius we need to set this here the 10 and we need to set here padding Like this UI are the creatings for the support messagings you need to create. Displaying good this here the UI and to set this here. But we need to issue with this here the these buttons and to fix this here to create here the stack. Okay, like this, and to increase this here we need to set here 20 is good. Supports like this we need to give this here creating this UI. And tomorrow we need to calling this here the real-time socket connectivities, and we need to calling this here the REST API for the getting here the previous message, and also need to update here this page on the screens and updates here the users. It's the real-time message we need to create inside the tomorrow video. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channel and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any questions, so please write down in the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.